I'm letting it go. Letting it go. Letting it go. Hello beautiful people, and welcome to another video. Guys, today I'm declaring fragrances from my collection. So for fall, I'm actually clearing out some of the fragrances that I'm not using. Some fragrances, they are love for me, but I'm not using them. I'm not thinking about them. And some of the fragrances I don't actually like. So I have to let go. I'm cleaning out my life. You know, sometimes you have to let things go to make room for good things, to make room for things that you love. So the first fragrance that I want to share with you guys is from JLo, and I did not think that I was not going to be using this fragrance. I bought this fragrance, and I think I can count on one hand how many times I've used this fragrance. So I have thought about this fragrance. I held on to the fragrance because I love the bottle. Everything about the bottle I love, but do I just need to keep it for over 2 years and not use it? Or yes, about 2 years that I have not used it. No, and I'm not thinking about it. No. If this fragrance has pineapple, it has lavender, it has vanilla, patchouli, musk. So it has some of the fragrance notes that I love, but I'm not reaching for this fragrance. I'm not reaching at all for this fragrance. But guys, this is not a bad smelling fragrance. It's just that I don't think about this fragrance and I don't reach for this fragrance. So I think I'm going to let it go to a good home. I move on. Divine Aphrodisiac is by Navitus Parfum X bow tie fragrance guy, and I love bow tie fragrance guy. And this fragrance is actually a love for me, but I have other fragrances that reminds me of this fragrance, performs like this fragrance, like another fragrance from Navitus Parfum called Raise Spirits, and it reminds me of this fragrance. This one has almond, it has cinnamon, it has peanuts in the fragrance note. You also have vetiver and praline and coffee. So this is a really good fragrance. This is a very good gourmandy fragrance, almondy, you know, nutty almond fragrance that is perfect for fall and winter and also spring. But I'm not reaching for this fragrance. Like I said, I do have other fragrances that performs that reminds me of this fragrance that I'm reaching more for. So I'm gonna let this go to a beautiful home. It's not that I don't love it, but I have other ones that I love better than this fragrance, so I have to let it go to a nice home. I move on. Guys, from Ted Lapidus, I have Orisa. This fragrance, if you're looking for a peach iris bamboo leaf fragrance with patchouli and caramel, then you can go with this fragrance. But I can count on how many hands I have used this fragrance. I think I bought it, I tested it, I wore it once, and that's it. And I have not reached for this fragrance in 2 years. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a year and a half. I have not looked for this fragrance. I have not dreamed of this fragrance. I have not reached for this fragrance. So I need this to go to a better home, and I'm gonna list it also on my Macari. I move on. I have JLo Glow. This is the original one, and I'm letting go of this one, even though this used to be my workout fragrance. And if you're looking for that soapy fragrance, your skin, you know, you just step out of the shower, clean laundry fragrance, this is the fragrance. But I have grown out of love with this fragrance. I've grown out of like for this fragrance. When I smell this fragrance, it's very annoying. Seriously, it's like I'm very annoyed by the scent profile. I'm very annoyed by everything about this fragrance, and I tend to love soapy fragrance. I tend to love fragrances that are easygoing, but I'm annoyed by this fragrance that I don't even want to use it as a room spray. I don't want to even finish the bottle. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I love JLo Glow, and I'm holding on to that fragrance, but the original JLo, I'm gonna let it go. Moving on. This fragrance from Paris Corner, Just Me. I'm surprised that I'm going to let this fragrance go, because at a point in time, this is my nighttime fragrance, wet fragrance. But there is something right now about this fragrance, and I think because my nose has grown and I'm craving more better performing fragrances, and I have fragrances from the Middle East that performs better than this fragrance. And I think I'm not sure, there is a note in this fragrance that also annoys me so much that I wore it one night to work about 2 weeks ago, and I was so annoyed every time I smelled this fragrance. And it performs very well, guys. This performs really well. This is beast mode of a fragrance, and so it's not like the performance is lackluster. It's just that there is a note that was so annoying for me that I couldn't put my hand on, and I decided I'm never using this fragrance again. So I'm declaring it from my collection, and this will go to one of my nieces. I move on. I'm declaring this Alfred Song fragrance called Pure. Guys, if you're looking for your skin but better, that clean girl aesthetic powdery fragrance, this is the fragrance. But I'm not loving this. I'm not reaching for this fragrance. I'm not thinking about this fragrance, and it's been sitting in my collection for a while. I've thought about declaring this fragrance a number of times, but then I'm like, oh, let me hold on to it. And right now that I sprayed it, I'm thinking about still holding on to it, but I'm not using it. But it's that clean aesthetic fragrance. Is that your skin but better fragrance? Is that fresh, easygoing fragrance? Oh, maybe I should hold on to this one. No, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I can give it to one of the girls. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Okay, I'm letting it go. We have another JLo fragrance. This is your fresh ginger fragrance. This is JLo still, and it's not that I don't love this fragrance, but I'm not reaching for it. I've never thought about this fragrance the whole of the summer. Last year, the whole summer, did not wear this fragrance. This summer, did not wear this fragrance, and they're sitting there. I think they should go to one of my girls, and so I'm gonna declare this from my collection. It's not that I don't love it, but I have better fresh smelling ginger fragrances, so I'm gonna let this go to one of the girls. If you're looking for a good unboxing fragrance that you want to pair with a lot of fragrances that smells awesome with some fruits, then Soothing Zafur from Paris Corner is the fragrance for you. It's not that I don't love this fragrance. This is a love for me. This would have been a lifer for me, except whenever I spray this fragrance, my skin itches so bad that I start to get wells on my skin. I get a severe reaction to the skin. I scratch so that my skin breaks. So for that reason, I have to let go of this fragrance. But if I find a better dupe for this fragrance, or if anybody can tell me what this fragrance is duping, so I can buy that one and test it out to see if my skin can handle it, then of course I'm gonna purchase that fragrance. But it's not that I don't love this fragrance. This is a lifer. It would have been a lifer for me, but there is something in this fragrance that reacts severely to my skin that I cannot handle, so I have to let this one go. It's from Paris Corner. Moving on. Another Paris Corner fragrance that I have to let go simply because I'm allergic to it is Maratini. Guys, I love this fragrance. It's creamy, it's sweet, it's everything about this fragrance. I can't even spray it because I'm scared that I'm gonna start itching. But everything about this fragrance is what I love about fragrances. You know, it has vanilla, it has that creaminess that I love about this fragrance. I get powdery nuances from this fragrance. So I love everything about this fragrance, except it makes my skin itch so bad. When I say it itches that I do get like wells anywhere that I spray this fragrance. On my shoulders, the back of my ears, the back of my knees, anywhere on my stomach, anywhere the fragrance touches, itches so bad. So I have to get rid of it. And I noticed that about some Paris Corner fragrances, not all. Some of them I can handle it, but these two, Soothing Zafur and this one, March Maratini, no, the reaction is too severe. No, so I have to let it go, and this I hope will go to a good home. This fragrance is by Cen Klein, and this is Cen Klein Eternity for Women Summer. If you want that fresh fragrance with florals, with fruits, go with this fragrance. But the reason why I'm letting go is that I have not thought about this fragrance. I'm not using it. It's sitting there. I'm looking at it. I have better fresh smelling summer fragrances that I'm reaching for more. So I want this to go to a good home. I will not put this on my Macari. I will actually give it to one of the girls, my friends, anybody that is interested in this fragrance. Let me know, and it's yours. Moving on. Dior Joy. You have bergamot, you have mandarin orange, you have musk, you also have sandalwood in this fragrance. In the 2 years that I have owned this fragrance, I've worn this fragrance twice. Once to test it and once to wear it to work. That's it. Never reach for this fragrance. The performance, when I remember, is very poor on this fragrance. I held on to it because I think it's my first Dior fragrance, and I did pay full price. I bought this fragrance from Macy's. I love the bottle, but then I'm trying to clean out my fragrances, to have fragrances that brings me joy, to have fragrances that even if I have now worn it for years, I still think about that fragrance. So it doesn't have to be because I did not wear it for 2 years, but I have to think about it. I have to have the fragrance in mind. And whenever I think about that fragrance, I'm like, I will wear this fragrance one day. I will wear you to this place. You know, like I have plans for you. Maybe right now I have other fragrances, but I still have plans for you. I've never thought about this fragrance that way. So for that reason alone, I'm going to list this fragrance on my Macari. I move on. The last fragrance that I'm going to declutter from my collection is by BDK. This fragrance, I did not use it. My husband did not use it. I gave it to my husband. He did not use it. I put it back in my collection. I did not use it. This fragrance, if you looking for a saffron, ginger, Turkish rose, every note in this fragrance, or every fragrance note notes that I love. Sexiness from the saffron, rose, you know, grown up rose, the oud, but then the combination of it, cumin, the combination of it is not good. Leather, the combination of this fragrance is not good. Patchouli, you know, labdanum giving you leather nuances, but the combination of it is not it for me at all. There is something, it's not it. Let me just put it this way. So it has fragrance notes that I love. Once again, labdanum, I love, right? I love saffron, sexiness from the saffron, floral, you know, I love rose, I love patchouli. But the combination of these fragrance notes, cumin, it's not doing it for me at all. And I gave it to my husband. Now one day did this man use this fragrance. I put it back in my collection. Now one day did I reach for the fragrance. And actually every time I look at it, I love the color, I love the bottle. But we're not trying to keep fragrances just for the bottle. And when I spray it to see, okay, no, I'm like, no, I'll put it down and I'll get a fragrance like Covert. You know, I'll get a fragrance like Adjoad Pink to Pink or Original Adjoad. You know, I'll gravitate fragrances like that better than, you know, rather than grabbing this one. And as much as I love the bottle and as much as I want my BDK section to look nice, I'm choosing to still declutter this. I will put this on my Macari. So if you love this fragrance, it will be listed on my Macari for a good price. I move on. Guys, thank you so much for making it this far. We are letting go and bringing in new stuff that we love. Thank you so much. Thumbs up the video. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Check out my Macari for some of the fragrances that I'm gonna put on my Macari. Until I see you on another video, stay blessed, smell fabulous, and bye for now.